Do you ever wonder why some marketing tasks feel easy and fun while others completely drain you? Here's the secret. It's not about willpower or motivation. It's actually about energy. When your marketing aligns with your natural energy, it becomes effortless. And readers can feel that ease between confidence in everything that you share. Hi, I'm Narelle Todd from Get My Book Out There, and I help fiction authors create calm systems that sell more books without burnout. Today, I'll help you discover your natural marketing energy and show you how to use it to attract readers with ease. Let's jump in. I want to share my personal story with you about how I discovered what was happening with regards to motivation versus energy. So, I came from a background of learning and development management. I'd worked in that for 2 decades, and then I moved into coaching. One of the things that I had noticed when I was building my business was I was using other people's ideas for how to grow a business. So they were pretty full on. Some were simply didn't suit me. Others I didn't feel comfortable doing, but I thought, well, this is what I have to do in order to grow my business. I thought I understood myself pretty well, having worked in learning and development for 20 years, and I had done numerous personality tests and all those sorts of profiles that are out there. And I knew what sort of things I liked to do. Would I rather go, say, to a networking event, or would I rather, say, do a video online? That sort of thing. But what I discovered when I was growing the business was that I thought I needed to do things that didn't actually sit properly with me or well with me or I wasn't comfortable with in order to grow the business. And I have found that with authors too, that they believe that they have to do certain things in order to grow their business, that they have to do some marketing activities that they don't like doing, that they don't want to do in order to sell books. What I want to share with you, though, is the reality that when you force yourself to do a marketing task, it's not always the best thing to do. You see, what happens is that you need to find the marketing tasks that suit your personality, that suit the way you work, that suit your energetic style in order to see real growth happen. There are at least 50 different ways currently that I've found that work to sell books. I don't believe it's possible to do all 50, but what you can do is make a selection out of those 50 tactics, put in place the ones that will work for you, ones that you can maintain, and that way you will find your book sales will grow. It's not necessarily about doing one particular activity. It's more, I think, about the compounding effect of doing marketing tasks, doing them consistently, doing them well, and doing them in a way that you enjoy. I think that's the real secret to lasting in book publishing. It's not an easy business when you self-publish. So you really need to be mindful of managing your own energy, of managing your own expectations. And this is often where comparison is a bad thing. When you look at somebody else and you go, oh my gosh, look at what they're doing. Aren't they just, they're so great. They're out there. I see them everywhere. They're doing all the things. It could simply be that they're true to themselves and let's say that they're an extrovert. So for them, it's going to be natural that they pick more extroverted activities. You may very well find that they're doing or not doing some things that don't agree with them because that's not their personal style, that's not the way that they like to do things, that's not their energetic sense. You do not need to be the extrovert. You do not need to be the one who's singing out loudest in the room. You do not need to be the life of the party in order to sell books. What you need to do is find those things that are special to you, those tactics that agree with you, that you can maintain, and maintain your energy, which is the important part. It needs to be tactics that align with who you are and align with your books and align with your energetic style. because the key here is, once again, maintenance. You need to be able to do these things continually. So over and over, you need to show up and do things, even on the days where you don't feel like it. But that's the key. That's what happens. It's a compounding effect. So too often what happens is we invest in a marketing tactic. We might try it for a little while, let's say a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and then it's like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. That's the fun's gone out of it. So what we haven't done though is allowed time for those tactics to actually work, to kick in, and for us to see the results coming from that. So if you pull back too soon, if you go, oh, this is not working, I need to change it up, I need to go and innovate and do something a bit different, you haven't actually allowed time for that particular task to actually have an impact on your business. And this is where your energy comes into play. You need to be able to maintain your energy. So you need to be able to pick things that is going to help you do that. If you are not an extrovert, you do not want to necessarily do a whole bunch of extroverted marketing activities. If you're an introvert, you want to pick activities that suit your introverted nature. If you're an extrovert, you want to pick activities that suit your extroverted nature. Now, does that mean to say that you have to do all the things that, say, suit your personality type? No, because there will be some things that you will need to do that you may not like to do, but it's also about growth. So there needs to be at least one thing in there, I believe, that pushes you outside your comfort zone. So keep that in mind as well. You don't want all the things in there pushing you outside your comfort zone, but if you just pick something one at a time, let's say every 3 months, you introduce one thing that you're not quite comfortable with, that has you asking some questions about, should I do this? Can I do this? That's actually a good thing. And it actually kind of sparks your energy, keeps that momentum, keeps you moving forward, keeps showing you that there's new things that you can learn each time. So keep that in mind with your energy. For, say, 3 core marketing tactics that you're going to choose, match them to who you are, match them to your energetic style, and then put one kind of outlier in there, which is a little bit something that's going to make you feel uncomfortable, but you know that if you do it, you're going to see results. So nothing too wild or outlandish, but something that just pushes you gently so that it just gives a bit of pep to your marketing as well. Now, one of the things that I see happening with marketing is that authors tend to copy what other people are doing. And they think that they should do that because, oh, look, that other person over there is selling. So whatever they're doing, I need to go and do. I think that's a very dangerous place to be because you're not taking into account that author's particular personality style, their way of doing things, and you don't actually know what's going on behind the scenes. They could have thousands of followers, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are selling a lot of books. They could create really funny videos or videos that really kind of pull the heartstrings or really stunning videos that really draw you in. But that doesn't mean that they're selling books either. So when you look at yourself and you compare yourself to what someone else is doing, there's danger in that. So first thing I would suggest is don't compare yourself to somebody else. When you're looking for the marketing tactics that sit with you, pick the ones that are going to work for you. So what you were looking for here is a way to maintain your marketing in a way that doesn't drain you. And often this happens when there's an energy misalignment, because what you're trying to do when you are doing something that doesn't sit right with you is that you're kind of having to gear yourself up and go, oh, I've got to do this thing. And so you're revving yourself up to go out and do whatever the task is. If you have to do that continually, day after day after day, you're doing damage to your nervous system, and that's going to drain you, and eventually that will lead to burnout. So what are some of the things that is going to look like that you might be doing now that is not helpful for you or is showing energy misalignment? So some of these things could be a resistance to showing up online. You may not want to be online. You may not want to share. Social media is still a powerful way to reach people, and there are many ways that you can be on social media without it having to drain your energy. But if you are resisting showing up, that is a sign that whatever you're doing now is out of energy alignment. So inconsistent marketing habits. If you are hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, then there's a misalignment somewhere. Feeling off when you're promoting your work. So if you are out there and you're promoting your book, you're promoting yourself as an author, and there's that little voice inside saying, you don't deserve to sell this book, that's actually a misalignment as well. You may have felt that like you're an imposter. It's like, who am I to call myself an author? You've written a book. You get to call yourself an author. You get to promote your book. You get to be proud of your book. There could also be, if it doesn't feel right, it won't be consistent, and consistency is what sells. So I want you to get a sense of where you're at now with your marketing activities. Did any of those things come up for you when I was saying them? So resistance to being online, inconsistent marketing habits, and feeling off when you're promoting your work. If we just take those three indicators, what does that actually feel like for you? So here are some ideas. It may be that marketing has felt like a burden in bridge between your book and meeting readers new to your book, selling your book to them, connecting with them, and then having a readership who, are your super fans. Does your marketing feel like a burden? When you're out there marketing your book, does your actual creative energy dry up? By this, I mean, do you find it difficult to write on another book while you're marketing a current book? And then we have the circle of guilt. So it's where you withdraw and then you put pressure on yourself. Oh, I really need to so you get back out there and you start doing some marketing. It could be posting on socials. Then you withdraw again, put the pressure back on yourself again. And so you go into this cycle, which really is destroying your nervous system. It's destroying your energy. So what's the solution? I want to introduce you to the concept of natural marketing energy types. So this is where you get to understand what your energy looks like and the sorts of marketing tactics that you should use depending on who you are. So this is where you're actually working with yourself instead of against yourself with your marketing. So it could be where you may be more comfortable in an environment where you have a community and your reader group could be the thing that really connects you. You might be a nurturer, so you love to send emails and really create deep relationships that way. And you could be a creator where you have lots of content coming out and you are always engaging with people in that way. So I want you to understand that there are different ways that you can use your marketing tactics, that you can choose the marketing tactics that are right for you, that enable you to keep them going, to maintain them, and to actually have fun while you're marketing. And yes, it is possible to have fun when you're marketing. So let's get you to a place where you can market in a way that matches your energy, which is going to result in everything then flowing for you in an easy way. So inside my training, I show you how to build your system around your unique energy type. And there's a link below if you want to have a look at that. So just to wrap up, what I want you to understand from here is that there is a way for you to have effortless consistency. And that's when you actually are using marketing tactics that suit you, that suit your personality, that suit your energy style. What happens then is that you come across with authenticity and you come across with confidence You feel confident because it's just you being you, and there's no better person to be you than you. And then lastly, you get stronger reader attraction because they can sense there's something with you. They can sense that you're in alignment, and that has a certain power. Although unseen, there's real power there. So, what I'd like you to do is to stop fighting your nature, stop fighting your styles, stop fighting your energy, and find marketing that actually helps you be joyful. And that's by finding the marketing that's right for your particular energy style. So, stay tuned for next week. We're going to talk about how to build a calm rhythm around your energy so it's sustainable for the long term.